Everybody, good night, everyone. Welcome to the Sports FRENZZY podcast. And I'm not the host for the show tonight. The host will actually be Kim's, but guys, be on your best behavior and come and support the NFL team, man, because these people are they refer to themselves as the guru, especially doing himself. Doing love say, oh, we are armchair analysts and all of that, and he's the man in town. So, yeah, welcome Vincent to the panel. First time on the show. Big up yourself, boss.
Yes, man.
Devin, as per usual, is in the building, and as I mentioned a while ago, doing. So, without further ado, Kems, go ahead and take it away.
All right, gentlemen. We're doing another NFL podcast. We just want to recap what happened, Thursday, and then we just take on the new week. But before we even start that, how we doing, gentlemen? How's the weekend?
Good.
The weekend has been good so far. Giving thanks.
Yes,
No rest to the wicked and the righteous can't tired.
right. That me like here. Look like I say Devin's still showing a little bit of tears because Yankees get a little beaten, but we talk about so, we want to start off with the Thursday night game that was pretty straightforward with the Seattle Seahawks versus the Rams. In that game, Russell Wilson got injured. This man has been playing for 10 years straight, never got hurt, never missed a start. No, he's set to be out for 4 to 8 weeks. With that being said, I'm going to start with the newbie on the show, Mr. Irving. What you thought about the game itself, and what do you think about Seattle, seeing now that Russell will be out and Geno Smith will be behind center?
All right, good night again, everyone. As it relates to the game Thursday night, and Seattle was really playing well, especially in the first half, and they really should have gone up 14 nothing or 14-3, I believe it is. In that game, they really a touchdown that was called back, and then afterwards didn't get to score before the end of the game. I think that was sort of big. Anyway, the Rams, which is really one of my team, came back into their own. I do believe, especially from the Rams side, that Matthew Stafford, even from last week against Arizona, I think he has been under-throwing the ball a little bit. I think he had also gotten injured in the game in terms of he had hurt his finger. Anyway, with Russell going out, that had a big impact on the game because these quarterbacks that seem to be mobile give the Rams trouble, like last week where Kyler Murray did. And so it had an impact on the game. And though Geno did drive the ball down one at a time and got a score and seemed as if he would have come back, he was intercepted. It allowed the Rams, and they had picked up the pace of the game in the second half, and it allowed them to carry the game home. I believe it's a big loss for Seattle, and a big loss because the division, I believe, is the toughest division in football. Yeah. This NFC North is not a joke division. You understand? The Rams, 49ers, Seattle, and Cardinals. Tough division. Any other division that's to come through this division, it's going to be tough for them. You understand? And quarterback is the play in this division. It's why Rams went and get Stafford from Detroit. And 49ers struggle, even though they have a good defense, but because they don't have a stable quarterback, they struggle. So I mean, I guess I'll see a little bit more later on as it relates. Geno is not bad. I mean, 12-19 as a starter in his career. Had some mishap and some personal issues, especially back in about 2015 when he had a fight. But I think it's going to impact Seattle. And it's not the division that you want to have any form of stability in, because it's a tough division.
Yes, sir. And I definitely agree with you, and also you notice, Seattle as a team is Russell Wilson, right?
Yes.
Because they have absolutely no defense, they have no running game, so everything really go through Russell Wilson. So definitely thank you for that. And Devin, I want to go ahead and ask you, because we look at this division as Vincent mentioned, and we see where Seattle now is last place in the division, looking up at the undefeated Cardinals team, looking up at a lost Rams team, looking up at a 49ers team who have Mike Shanahan as their coach. So now you as Seattle now, do you think, because there's been rumors that, okay, Rams coach is 35. 49ers coach is under 40. Arizona coach is under 40. But Seattle coach is 75 years old. Right? So no, there's been a lot of talk about that. So do you think now is the time for Seattle to cut the ties with Pete Carroll and just go ahead and find a new coach?
Nah, I don't think the age is really such a big of a deal as it relates to them. Losing the quarterback is more significant as opposed to having an old man coach. And so I don't think a younger coach per se. It's just like if you're gonna get Pete Carroll replaced, just get him with a decent coach, not necessarily a coach that's younger. Or it has nothing to do with age. Yeah. But I don't see how his age really impacting his coaching. If you're saying that his coaching has fallen off of what a few years ago.
So what you're saying, Devin, what the streets are talking about is that he's a defensive-minded coach. So he wants to lead with defense, but his defense is not good enough, right?
Right.
And they're also saying that his tactics are outdated. Everybody know it from Legion of Boom. He's doing the same thing over and over. And we see Seattle right now can't guard me, you, and Vincent. So right now, they're thinking, probably they need to go into a different direction, probably go younger in order to get an offensive coach that can help, that Russell Wilson can put his input and they can see eye to eye. So what do you say about that?
But how much upgrade has the organization given him in terms of the players? I don't see them like, they really go over the years.
They go out there and they got Jamal Adams from the Jets, and then they pay him. That was one of the biggest needs for Seattle. They still have Bobby Wagner back there.
No, not necessarily. This season they went and got some players, yes. But over the years, they haven't been like getting a lot of players that could like bring them. It's just Russell Wilson, like you said. The team is just about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson doing it. Seattle kind of remind me of Green Bay, where they rely heavily on the quarterback, and know that he's out, it's just gonna be problems for them to reach the playoffs. That's just my take on it. It's more about the personnel to me than the coaching person.
All right, so let me get in Dwayne right now. So Dwayne, I don't know if you watched the game on Thursday, but Russell had left the game for a brief moment. He came back, and then Pete pulled him again. And Russell, he really looked a bit disturbed by that. I think he wanted to play through it, especially playing a division rival when it was really a must-win game. So in a situation like that, if you are the coach of Seattle, would you pull your quarterback, saving him for long term, or you would just let him fight through the injuries as a lot of players have done?
I would let Russell play it. At the end of the day, it's gonna come between the coach and Russell Wilson, right? Because we all know that they haven't been seen eye to eye for a couple of years now, and the coach is he's a conservative coach, and he always tends to go to the defensive part of the team or running the football. He doesn't let Russell cook, as most people would say.
Most definitely.
There's a battle between the coach and Russell Wilson.
Yes, sir.
Has to go.
All right. So definitely, as we continue the show every Saturday, we'll definitely look forward to see, the progression of Seattle, because they believe that Geno Smith, this comes from the Seattle camp. They believe that Geno Smith, obviously he's not Russell Wilson, but they believe he can steady the ship enough to probably go 4-4, between those 8 weeks. So we'll just have to just wait and
division.
But 4-4. 4-4.
Not good enough. 4-4.
Yeah, 4-4 not going to help them in this division.
NFC East with Dallas.
Yeah, NFC East, no.
Yeah.
All right, so So we're going to move on to Sunday, and I don't know if you guys know, but there's a 9:30 game that's played in London, and if you know about the NFL, they are really trying to push the brand, so they have game in Mexico City, they have game in London, and they're just now having a game in Germany. They're actually finalizing a city between three cities. They haven't unveiled the cities as yet, but they are going between three cities, and they say which one they want to host the game. So
is that for this year? Is that for this? I saw it, Kims. Is it for this year they're trying to do it, or next year?
For next year.
Okay.
But they said they're going to unveil the three cities, and then they're going to, I don't know if they're going to vote or what, but then they're going to pick a city between that in Germany so they can continue spreading the game, which I believe, is good outreach. It's good outreach because the sport is already big in America, but we want to get it out there. So, but what I don't like, though, is that with the NFL is that they always have bad teams playing over there. That's what I don't like.
True.
And this are the two bad and three teams, the Jets and the Falcons, right? And the Falcons, before I just want you guys' predictions because there's really not much to talk about with this game. But the Falcons have allowed the most points per game in the NFL this season, which is 32, right? And the Jets have scored the least amount of points in the NFL this season, which is 11.8, right? So now we have the team will give you the most points, but they were the team who scored less points in a London game. I don't really like that. But with that being said, we have that rookie Zach Wilson is completing around 58% of his passes, and I think he has thrown 4 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So with that being said, Devin, how do you see this game going?
All right. Last week, I'm doing was talking about Falcons. When he had to pick Falcons, when he picked Falcons, then when he pick against them, then win. I guess he was victorious last week, but I'm still going with the Falcons this week. Why? Like I've seen too much of the Jets. But the Jets give me too much bad memories. Like I'm not going with the Jets. Another reason though, in that game, right? Like I was watching the game because I said New York games I watch them a lot. The Kems they stayed on the field for a long time. Mm-hmm. Right? They never get a 3-0 yet. They were on the field for a long time. The defense were on the field for a long time. Plus, they went into the overtime and not traveling to England. I just feel like it's gonna be like too much on the defense, even though they're going up against the Falcons. So I'm taking the Falcons on that aspect. I think the defense kind of weary and tired out.
Okay. Do you have a scoreline for the Falcons?
27-24.
27-24. All right. So now, Vincent, you hear Devin tell us about the Jets just being on the field, being on the field, and so, and also just got a big win against the Titans. Even though Titans never have Julio Jones, they never have AJ Brown, but they had Derrick Henry. But the Jets still pull out the win, and a win is a win, right? So with that being, do you believe Jets can make it now a second win in a row?
I am going with the Jets for a second win in a row, and it's not two teams that I really watch and cover. I have been disappointed in the Falcons since that Super Bowl and still am, and I've watched them. I'm disappointed with a Matt Ryan quarterback. I believe that Falcons really should have done much better, and even though they lost the Super Bowl, which was a disappointment, it was still a good team, and for whatever the reason, this team just seemed not to be able to get over the hump. You understand? Yes, I see what the Jets doing. They have, and I hear Devin, who would have seen them more, I've been, watching them from, as I said, New York team that he tends to watch. They have their troubles, but this year I've seen some highlights with them. They seem to fight. You understand? And the thing with Atlanta is that when they go up on these teams that seem to fight, for some strange reason, these teams seem to get the better of them. I can't tell you what is it about Atlanta why they don't win more games. Having a very good quarterback, I believe. They should do better than they do. But I am going with Jets this week.
All right. And here is Rad saying Jets is like the rest of the New York teams. They are trash and up and I know Devin won't appreciate that comment.
Yeah.
Dwayne, can you give me a scoreline for this game, please?
Right. 24-20 Jets. Atlanta find new ways to lose. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and
Yeah.
Atlanta is without their star wide receiver Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is out for this game, so I don't know who Matt Ryan going to throw the ball to. But they're playing against the Jets, so two bad teams. The game will definitely be close. I'm going with the Falcons for this game. I'm actually putting a little bit of money on it. So all the bettors out there, I'm going
Right.
with Falcons 27-20.
Man, why you advise the betters them? Why you not advise the betters them to stay away from this game, man?
All right. So now we move on to another game. We have the Carolina Panthers, versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And I remember last week, Devin was saying, who the Panthers play. The Panthers don't play nobody. And they finally run up in a team, even though they were without Christian McCaffrey. They still, they tried to play, but they definitely took the L. But now they're playing against a Philadelphia Eagles team who are without their four offensive linemen. So they're going to be a makeshift offensive line, and they're going against Carolina, who is tied for second in sacks with 14. Right. So with that being said, with Carolina coming and Jalen Hurts having to run for his life, how you see this game going, Dwayne?
Carolina, if you can block up front, how you gonna stop that defensive line? So I'm saying Carolina 23-20.
23-20. All right. So the handicap for this game, and for those who don't understand, the handicap is like the spread. So whoever is a favorite, they get a certain amount of points. So the point spread for the game is 3, right? So they say Carolina will win by 3. Vincent, do you agree, or do you think it will be? Do you think that the Eagles?
Carolina I see Carolina probably winning by more. I've watched this Eagles team this year and just not impressed. And Carolina fight a very good Dallas team. And I hate to say that. I really don't like the Dallas Cowgirls. But Carolina fight them good last week, even with not having Wayne in the playing for them. I do believe that I see them winning by at least a touchdown.
At least a touchdown. All right, not a problem. All right, do you have a score line though?
For Carolina versus Eagle,
Sorry about that,
I am
guys.
looking at about 27-20.
27-20. No problem, Dwayne. All right, so Devin, if you notice, there's a lot of college quarterback wide receiver combo, right? So we have from the Dolphins, you have Jalen Waddle and you have Tua. For Cincinnati, you have Joe Burrow and you have Jamar Chase, right? So now the Eagle, we have Jalen Hurts and we have Smith, right? So with that being said, do you think that combo could come together and overcome that Carolina's stingy defense?
Nah, I've Carolina winning this one, and then as well, I think they're saying Christian McCaffrey might come back for this game. He's back. So I mean, once he's back, I should see them winning. They're saying just like a few, just a couple people from the offensive line. And this guy named Cameron Irvin from the Panthers offensive line may be out, but it shouldn't cause a big loss for them. I see them winning 27-24. Yeah, you talk about that combination. Yeah, I saw it, but not gonna make a big difference to this Carolina team.
All right, and it must be said that the most rushing touchdowns in the NFL this season is actually Darnold. So Sam Darnold, he leave the toxic New York area, going to the Carolina, and all of a sudden he start blossoming. So that's something to take note of. All right, so we'll touch on the next game now. We have Cincinnati Bengals against the great Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, right? So it must be noted that last year Cincinnati was last in sacks. This year they're actually in the top 10, right? They're actually in the top 10 in sacks, right? And one thing about a quarterback, he doesn't like when he's feeling pressure, right? So with that being said, Devin, who do you have winning this game?
I think this game will be a close one, but I'm going with Green Bay for a 30-27. But this Bengals team though, like you know, they can give Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers some problems. But I trust Davante Adams. I trust Green Bay in the sense that they have like one of the greatest quarterback of all time playing. So even though it's an away game for the Green Bay Packers, I still see them coming out by like a field goal, like a 30-27 win.
Okay. 30-27. All right, that's not bad. All right, so Dwayne, it should be Dwayne, it should be noted, it should be noted that the Packers cornerback, who they're saying is arguably the best cornerback in the league, Mr. Alexander, he's out for this game. So I think it's a case where Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will eat Packers secondary alive.
Not necessarily, but they should have a good game. But this is a trap game. Could go either. I actually picked the Packers, but I'm wary of the Bengals in this
Where
one.
of the bank. All right. And
When doing a trap game, when doing call a game trap game, I get nervous.
bro, who tell us if we get nervous and call it against Giants trap game, and all of a sudden Saints were leading and Giants just come back and take it. But Vincent, it must be mostly noted, that while the Packers offense have been, after that first game, we're right off that game, but after that first game, the offense has been clicking well. But the defense, especially in the red zone, they have had 11 red zone against them, and there's a touchdown in all of them. They don't hold a team to a field goal at all touchdowns, right? Wow. So with their corner out now, do you think that this is where Cincinnati will pounce and go ahead and take the victory from the Packers?
I definitely think so. I believe that that Bengals will win, and I'm probably looking at a 31-23, 31-20 scoreline. And even though I love the Packers and I love Rodgers, you understand, and I've always said that Rodgers will get it done. I have watched this Bengals team, especially with Joe Burrow, and you and I have something by the end of next year for talk about with Joe Burrow against two and see which one of them has been the best, right? Because we say we give them 3 years and we would have looked back which one of them is the best and has done the best so far. So, I am pulling for Bengals, right? Because I want Joe Burrow to do well. Packers defense, you said it earlier. Packers is another team that depend heavily on the quarterback.
Yep.
Very heavily on the quarterback, you understand? And this Bengals teams, the defense they're really playing well, and they have played well, you understand? They have been in all the games they have been in so far, have been close games, right? Yep. And so when they come up against Packers, where I don't really trust them defense, I see, and just as I say, Packers not holding anybody from not scoring. Yep. They are going into Bengals to play. Bengals are going to put up points. You understand? Right. And I see them putting up at least 31 points. Yes, I give Aaron Rodgers that outside chance because, as Stephen A says, that bad man, right? And he's a good QB. So I do believe that with Aaron Rodgers, there's always a chance for the Packers. But I see Bengals getting this game.
All right. Well, definitely next week Saturday we're definitely going to revisit these picks. Once you get less than 9, you have to change your name to Not the Guru. So the people that
well, I'm not the guru. I will pick with my heart.
All right, so this I just want the scoreline for these games because these games are just these games are like some gimme games and there's nothing interesting about it. So we have the Houston Texans against the Patriots, right? The Texans, the last game, they haven't scored a point against the Bills. Now they come up against a stingy New England defense who almost beat Tom Brady in Foxborough. So just give me the scoreline. Devin, what is the scoreline for this game?
2014 Panthers. Not Panthers. Right. Patriots, sorry.
Yes. All right. Vincent.
23-17 Patriots.
All right. And Dwayne.
2013 Pats.
All right. So also we're going to talk about Jacksonville and Titans. Just want the scoreline for
I
these
want to hear
games.
your score. What's your score for the Patriots?
My score is Patriots 27, Houston Texans 9.
Yeah, man, we are all accountable to man.
All right. So we have the Titans and the Jaguars, right? So the Jaguars are still winless, and I believe the Titans were embarrassed by losing to the Jets, last week. So I'll go ahead and give my scoreline first, and then you guys will go around the table. So I think that the Titans will win. I have the Titans winning 31-23. What do you say, Vincent?
I have the Titans winning that one 28, probably 17.
28-17.
Yeah.
David?
I'm 24-17 for the Titans.
For the Titans. And Dwayne?
30-13 for the.
Oh, I
remember there's noise coming out of the
Jaguars camp with Urban Meyer's situation.
Mm-hmm. All right, but you can use it. It depends how you use that noise. Okay, you can use that noise to fuel you, or you can use it as a distraction. So it really depends how the team bounce back from that, and how Urban Meyer himself, probably get the team riled up. But I think that will be a snooze fest. Nothing exciting about that. Derrick Henry gonna run the ball, keep possession of the ball all day, all night. So good luck to the Jaguars. So this game
just a quick question though, even as you run on from this, how do you see Urban Meyers developing this quarterback? And I mean, it's early. I know it's early, but I mean, have you seen anything that suggests that? Because I don't see Jaguars winning any game, really.
All right. And here we have Josh Ebanks doing his bias against the Patriots. Josh, easy with the allegations. To answer your question though, Vincent, honestly, Trevor Lawrence was not big on my board from March. I believe he was a product of Clemson's system. I believe anywhere outside of Clemson he would struggle. I never see this man throw so much interception yet. And
about 9 already or 7.
Man, called from preseason too. So I believe that Urban now is all right. Yes, Urban, he's used to winning, but the level of winning that he was doing at the college level, that can't happen at the NFL. That's unprecedented in the NFL. So in the NFL, the greatest of coaches are going to take beaten. Look on Belichick. Before Tom Brady had a losing record. Like you can look at any coach, them take beaten left, right, and center. And Urban look like he's a man who is very emotional. And when him lose, him curl up. I don't think him use it for fuel him. I think him look for the easy way out, him look for the next door out. And so some always happen. If you look with Ohio State,
True.
I know them the same.
Florida.
They have some brain thing and go on, but every team where some adversity start to pop up, Urban finding out exit.
Okay.
Right? So,
the only thing I said that I didn't love about the situation was when they say he didn't fly back with his team after the game. As a coach, even in losing, as you say, you have to stick with your team. They have to know that you are there. And any of your team get a sense that you are not there, you're done as a coach.
Yep, and also, there were some players who came out anonymously, of course, who came out and they were like, this coach ain't it. Like, he's a college coach.
And if the rumbling start a problem.
Yeah, but once they start, and I use the analogy in different sports. I believe winning cover a lot of work. Yeah. Losing, throw up everything, right?
True.
He's conducting himself in that manner and he's losing as well. So it's just recipe for disaster. But he's Urban Meyer and he has a brand and he has a wholesale name. So we'll just see what come up in the following week. You have anything to add to that, Devin, or no?
No.
All right. So I want to touch on this game, right? The Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions, right? This division game. Detroit is 0-4, Minnesota is 1-3, right? Minnesota got a big win against Seattle, big win. And then they come to Cleveland, 7 points. All game, 7 points. So that's a drop distance. So with that being said, right, Dalvin Cook, he averaged 106 rushing yards against Detroit. So that's his stomping ground. So with that being said, I'll start with you, Dwayne. How do you see this game going?
Like Kirk looked like a lost cousin last week. On disappointment. he can't do any worse this week. He has to be better.
Yeah. Remember, I was telling on the last week, I said this man is the most overrated quarterback in the league. And when I said, I know he wasn't on the show last week, Vincent, but I said he's the most overrated. And when I talk about overrated, I'm not talking about where he's rated, but I'm talking about where he's paid, right? So if I am working in a particular place and I am the highest paid worker, there's a particular expectation from me. There's a particular standard that I have to go ahead and execute. And Kirk Cousins is not doing that. I think Taylor Heineke, right now for Washington, is better than Kirk Cousins, right? Here's Red saying, Devin said it best. He is highly overrated. Totally agree. So with that being said, Vincent, who do you think is winning?
Well, I mean, Detroit going to be 0-5. That's as simple as that. You understand? The truth is, and I'm not too sure what the issue with the Vikings, because they really have been in most of the games so far this year. They have scored. They always seem to either come in from behind. Vikings had a good defense over about the last 2, 3, 4 years. The defense has always been there and thereabout, even better than being there. But this year, and even from last year, you started to see some fall off. Right, and they thought that all they needed was a quarterback, and Kirk Cousins would have fooled that. But for some strange reason, again, as you said, probably it's just an overrated quarterback. They do come back, they do come and score. The truth is, they're really not playing anybody this week. I mean, and I know in NFL, you can't consider even team that is 0-13 anybody. They will beat you. You understand? These are professional men who sometimes outplay. But Vikings with these. That's all right as I see it.
All right. Would you agree with that, Devin, or do you have a different outlook?
I see a 27-17 win for the Vikings. And then over the years, Kems, you say it's a divisional game this. But as Kirk Cousins, they have dominated this team. Vikings have always dominated this team.
Yeah.
Once they play against Lions, I don't know what it is. And you'll see Kirk Cousins doing good tomorrow. So it's a team that have just always dominated. And I think the sequence will continue tomorrow. Simple as that.
All right. So now we look on to the next game. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Miami Dolphins, right? And, I don't know if it's the Super Bowl hangover. I don't know what's going on with Tampa Bay. Yeah, but I know they're not winning the Super Bowl this year. And this goat looking like a goat kid. Because if I'm looking right here, especially with that defense that was so electrifying against Patrick Mahomes, right now they are ranked dead last in yards, dead last in passing touchdowns, and they allowed 19 big plays, right? And that's tied for 25th. And here's Rad saying Kirk Cousins is the Lukaku of the NFL. When he sees this team, he looks like a great player. Totally agree with that. Totally.
I would agree too.
So they have the Bucs winning by 10. That's the spread. They have the Bucs winning by 10. So Devin, I wanted to answer 2 questions. Do you see the Bucs winning, and do you see they covering that 10-point spread?
The game is in Tampa.
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah, I see them covering. They will cover that spread, and this is going to be a bounce back game for Brady. Bounce back, but he will play better because he hasn't have a good game. He didn't have a good game in the last game, and then it's only because of that missed kick by the guy. They could have won the game. So I see them winning like 31-17 in this game. and it should be whereby the defense. I'm just looking to see how the defense play in this game. Right, I'm just looking in this game to say, oh, the defense play as opposed to Brady, because last year, I see them, they were attacking Mahomes. Mahomes was running and skipping in the Super Bowl, and then like I don't know what's happening with the defense this year. I don't know if they just get slower or something, but they maintain most of their personnel. So I'm looking to see them that defense really standing up.
Yeah, but
if I might, they do
yes, go ahead.
Kems. To be honest, because I was watching the Bucks team last year, it was over the last 6 weeks or thereabout that their defense came around. The defense was playing as badly as they are now then last year this time. The defense really, you understand? It was about the last 6 weeks. And for me, I give them credit for winning the Super Bowl. They went, they did what they have to do. The truth is, what most people don't talk about, Kansas City Chiefs, 2 best offensive line was not there.
Mm.
The first one go down just before the playoffs start. The next one went down in the championship game. You understand? And if I was talking to Kims about that game before, I knew Kansas City was going to be a problem. You understand? So yes, they play with, and yes, they had Patrick Mahomes running, but there was some circumstances that we can't eliminate. The Bucks defense really didn't start well last year. They gone back to that same bad attitude this year again. For this game, I see them winning the game. I believe they're going to cover the 10. But yes, that defense going to be a problem going forward if they don't get it right back again before playoffs start.
All right. So with the Dolphins now, right? So the Dolphins actually have 34 quarterback hits, which is ranked second in the NFL, right? And the Bucks is missing 3 of their 4 cornerbacks. 3 of their top 4. Remember, the Bucks are desperate. They went to get Rick Sherman. That's how they are.
Yeah, man.
So, they're doing. Do you see the Bucks winning and covering that 10-point?
Well, Bucks has only covered the spread once this season, so I'm not going with them for the spread. I've seen them winning by 7, 27-20.
27-20. All right, and we have Raj here saying, Vinny Irv, since you knew that, can I have the lotto numbers? LOL. But I believe turn up and have this team playing better soon. What Raj easy, you know. But all right, so we're going to move on from this game because we're on a little time crunch. So we have the Washington football team versus the Saints, right? So if you realize, the Saints lost to the Giants in overtime, as Dwayne pointed out, was a trap game, and Washington actually won their game against the Falcons. Come back, and Taylor Heineke has been on a tear. We have to definitely give that man props. We're like fighting against these quarterbacks because you remember, Ryan Fitzpatrick was supposed to be the player who was supposed to take control of the team. Got hurt the first game, and after that was it for him, right? So with that being said, we have Jameis out there who has I think he has a 106 passing rating as it relates to Pro Football Focus, and Heineke have a 109 passing rating. So with that being said, Devin, who do you think win this game?
I'm going with Washington. This one is just a toss up for me, but they said New Orleans should win by 2. That's the spread, but I'm going with Washington for this game. I'm taking Washington because they're at home, and the defense. Like I said, I was expecting more from Chase Young and that defense, but they haven't shown up so far. But I think they will. Jameson is an unpredictable quarterback. And I like what I see from Heineke. He's more stable. He'll give you what you want, and he will not make a lot of mistakes. Jameson, he's due for a touchdown again. Somehow he's due, not a touchdown, an interception. So, as well as a touchdown too, but I'm going to say for quarterback in this one, and I think Heineke will get it done at home. So, 30-27, I have Washington winning.
All right, so after 5 games, right? After 5 games, Jameis has 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. Heineke has touchdown, 3 picks, right? So with that being said, Vincent, you know that right now Sean Payton used to Drew Brees, right? He used to Drew Brees, so him get Drew Brees the key. Right now, you notice that the Saints are mostly running the football,
Mm-hmm.
play action pass, throw it downfield, and hopefully James can get those 55, 60-yard bombs. You know, Washington is not the same defense. You know, they still have the same big front seven. You know, Chase Young, I think he got 2 sacks so far this season, so he's not imposing his will like he did last season. So, do you still think? Do you agree with Devin with that saying Washington can win this game?
Washington can. I wouldn't even say that. This is a tough game for me because Jameis is one of those QB that I have been following from Florida State. I've always wanted him to do well. You understand? Throwing the ball, I believe he can throw the ball 50-60. Nobody has ever doubted his arm. The problem is he has had 2 picks, and probably that is why they have been running the ball just to minimize his picks. Everybody know that Jameis will throw interception because he's always trying. He's always trying to do stuff. Whoa. Where do I go with this pick? Where do I go with this? My heart wants to go with Jameis Winston. But I believe Washington may get this game 23-20.
20. Right,
Even though
write it down this one. You know, write it
even though
down this one.
I mean,
So, so the thing is, right? So the thing is where become, because I don't know what happened last week, but the Saints defense, they look soft. You know, they look soft, and they couldn't even stop Daniel Jones in overtime. He marched right down the field, scored a touchdown, you know, and this Saints defense is supposed to be top 10. So, Dwayne, you know, who do you think will win?
I don't know if Jameis is paying for some. So I can't trust Jameis, so I'll go with the Heineken man.
You're going with the Heineken man. All right. For me, you know, James, as I said, Vincent, you know, I've been watching James since Florida State. You know that, you know, and then he came to Tampa. You know, threw for 5,000 yards. Only thing he threw 30 interceptions as well.
yes.
So it was overshadowed, right? He threw 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, 5,000, right? So he went and he did LASIK surgery, you know, so the interceptions cut down, right? But you know, we see him maturing, but you know, I don't know if it's there yet. But with that being said, I can't see Daniel Jones and Taylor Heineke beating the Saints in
back-to-back game.
Not a Sean Payton team. So
Sean,
winning by a touchdown. I have them winning 27-20. All right.
Oh.
All right. So I want to touch on really quickly. I want to touch on the Raiders Bears game, right? Because last week the Raiders played the Chargers, and it was said that Joey Bosa came out and said Derek Carr is a coward. You know, once you put some hits on him start. I'm paraphrasing. Him start curl up and he's afraid to be hit. Right. If you know anything about this Chicago Bears defense, you have Khalil Mack and those boys ready to come at you again. Right. Derek Carr, he came out and he said he was offended by the comments. Right. So now I think Derek Carr really have something to prove, but I think the Chicago Bears also have something to show. Say, okay. Joey Bosa hit you up, you know, or Khalil Mack can hit you up as well. So with that being said, I just want the scoreline for these. Vegas and Bears. Dwayne, what you got?
Bears at Vegas or Vegas at Bears?
Bears at Vegas.
Okay. I'm picking the Vegas to win. Raiders just because I think they have the better offense. I thought you were going to touch on the thing that you brought up earlier yesterday, because I was ready to talk about that with Gruden.
I wanted somebody to talk about it too.
Demo say big up the panel and the host. Man in his in his element. Big up Demo and quick recovery and that surgery. I don't know, say you're a part of the farm and everything. I guess we can touch on that really quickly. I really was trying to because through we're on a time crunch. I really was trying to get past it. But basically, what happened was in 2011, it was a threatened lockout for the NFL, right? John Gruden sent an email, and I believe he called someone. I think I wrote it down somewhere. He had called someone rubber lips. Rubber lips or lips of tires or something. Now you guys can tell me about it,
Lips
right?
the size of Michelin tires.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Lips
and,
the size
and
of
can,
Michelin
can,
tires.
can you explain to the viewers what that means, Teach?
Honestly, to me, I don't see it as a racist comment. You know, I didn't hear about this, and it was my wife telling me about this because anything to do with racism and stuff, she just know about it. She don't follow sports, but anything with it, and she said that, oh, I'm not seeing the bigger picture, but I honestly, I can't understand it, Kebs. I'm waiting for somebody to really show me the racism in there. Like, I don't see. I just
For me,
see.
For me, I need to see the letter because, as I said, just the words alone that was said, I can't see it. I am, however, mindful. I'll say this. Living, born, growing Jamaica, we really don't experience racism. So for us, we are not heightened when it comes down to racism. So we will miss certain slang or slurs and just don't see them as anything. I've had the opportunity to visit USA twice. I have been racially profiled and it feel a way. And I can imagine if you live in that culture and that society, then you are more heightened. You will more see things, you are more aware, right? So for me, I just look at it and just say, I hear they said why the letter was bad or the email was bad, but the only thing they mention is that slang. I want to see the email to make a determination. But just looking at the slang alone that is being used, I can't see it.
Yeah. And that is the thing. And that is the thing, Vincent. Along with that, right? If we go back into time, right? Let's say if somebody for go back to 20 to 10 years ago, there's a lot of things 10 years ago Kim said that 10 years ago Kim wouldn't say no. So are we going to I think someone asked if there's any statute of limitations on racism. Of course there is not. But there is some things what we're saying at the heat of the moment. I believe we're trying to create a world that is perfect. And it is not. Like there are things out there that is said that probably shouldn't be said, but at the world where we live in 10 years later, I am not going to for something where we could have punished him for 2011, 12, 30, but no, 20.
One thing though, Kent, in fairness to the league, this came about because there is some issue in Washington as it relates to workplace issues. So they are going through Washington and doing a research or going back and looking at a number of things. They said it's over 60,000 emails and all sort of letters and stuff that they have been going through based on whatever workplace condition that is taking place there. So that is how the email really came to light. You understand? So it's not like Simit who heard about it just brought it up. No, you understand? It was that reason. But like I said, I mean, I would want to see the email before I would say more on that situation for me.
I wouldn't say it's racism, but let me tell you something about Gruden. Gruden is one of the luckiest coach in the world. He's washed up, he just talk a lot. Because even that Super Bowl that he won, that was Tony Dungy's team. He didn't build that team.
True.
It was.
True. I agree 100%.
It wasn't his team, so I don't know why this man has so much clout in the game. And look, all right, I can bet you a bottom dollar. The Raiders will fade like they did in the last season and the season before. They have always started well, and then they fade.
I mean, I totally agree with you in terms of when you talk about luckiest coach and all of that. Most definitely, But this man, for some reason, I don't know if it's because he was on ESPN or what. Man, this man really and truly, get some piece of chances. But we definitely talk about it more, when we see more information, because right now the thing kind of vague, thing kind of vague right now. So we talk about it more when we get information. But I want to look at these games really quickly. Los Angeles Chargers and Cleveland Brown. Well, the Browns. Who do you have winning this game, Devin?
I have Browns winning by a touchdown, 31-24. I'm not really a Baker fan, but I think overall the team is more talented than the Chargers team. It's a better team than the Chargers team. And I think I have the Browns to win. Once, Baker don't throw any interception, he just play good. I have them for the win.
All right. And I'm doing. Who you have winning this game?
Chargers. Better quarterback. Baker is also carrying an injury.
All right. And how about you, Vincent?
I have Chargers, and I get what Devon is saying. Browns is, and I believe this is one of the big matchup. 2-3-1 team this week. That is playing. I think this is one of the big matchup. I have Chargers too. I believe Chargers from watching the game. Chargers seem to be a better team to me. However, if you look at the stats, Browns actually have been scoring more and allowing less points per game than the Chargers. You understand? So what Devon's saying is correct. But I guess just by the eye test for me, just watching them play, watching Chargers play, I do believe Chargers will win this one.
All right. So for me, right, I asked Devin what I'm telling him about the Browns, right? One of the most complete team. And right now they have the number one rushing attack in the league.
Yeah.
The Chargers have the fourth worst rushing defense in the league.
Oh dear, that not spell well.
What I believe Cleveland will do is hold the ball, run the ball, keep the ball. If Justin Herbert don't have the ball, he can't throw it. Right? So I think they'll keep the ball away from him. And I believe last week, even though Cleveland won, they won 14-7. I think it's 14-7 they won.
Yes, they did. 14 against Vikings. It was a Vikings game.
And it was Baker had an awful game. Awful. He has only scored 2 touchdowns all season. And the only team score less than that is the Chicago Bears. If you are a quarterback looking to get a contract, you can't have 2 touchdowns after 5 games. It just can't happen. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions can't happen. Right now he's looking to get franchise tagged because they're not going to pay any big Dak Prescott money on this man. With that being said, this is for all the persons, do not bet on this game. Avoid this game. Kems, weren't you the one hyping them up? Yes, I was hyping them up in spite of Baker, because they have a great defense, they have a great rushing game, they have a great cornerback, they have a great run game, they have a great coach who won Coach of the Year last season. So Baker is just odd man out. Odell Beckham Jr. is back.
Yes, he's back.
As Dwayne say, Baker is carrying a little injury. So, we'll see how that game go. For me, that game is a tie. I don't know if I pick, so I'm picking a tie for that game.
Sound like a coward pick, Kems.
So we have the red hot Arizona Cardinals going up against the San Francisco 49ers. It must be noted that Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't practiced week, right? And
he's out. Trey Lance is starting.
Trey Lance, the rookie, will go ahead and take the snaps. Trey Lance came in and played the game where Jimmy got injured, but I don't think he was fully prepared. So I know Kyle has him prepared for this game going up against an undefeated Cardinals team. I don't think Cardinals will be undefeated all season. However, I think Cardinals will win this game because I think being a mobile quarterback, I don't think they can stop and contain Kyler Murray. And I think I think Arizona have, a good defensive line. So, I'm picking the Cardinals to win 30-23. How about you, Devin?
Yeah, I've Arizona winning as well. Nice to see Trey Lance in the game. I have Arizona winning 27-20. The guy, Trey Lance, I watched a little bit of him right before, but like he's more of a dual threat than Jimmy, because you know Jimmy's more of a pocket passer and he can move with his legs better than Jimmy G. But um, he's facing the wrong team this weekend for a starter. Cardinals gonna beat them. I see after 27-20, but it may end up be a blowout.
All right, and I see Michelle here saying hope someone writing down these predictions, and that's a great point, Michelle, because
Great point for real.
Christmas is
Yes.
coming. Christmas is coming, and Michelle is looking for a gift. So Michelle, hear what? I'm going to buy these predictions that these men are making. I'm going to pick. Michelle, I want you to pick 5 games. Pick 5 games. So I want you to watch about the video. Pick 5 games that you like. I'm going to buy it, and then when the games win, you will go ahead and you'll get the money. You'll get the money. All right. All right. So now we're gonna move on to no, Vincent. You
No.
haven't
Nah, man, the way I say, listen, me hear Devon a while ago. Devon, trust me. Well, NFC North are my division, because the 2 teams that I really support, unfortunately, in the same division, are 49ers one. You understand? First team is supporting the NFL is the 49ers, and then the Rams, because of the quarterback back then. But anyway, it's a week I would cry, because trust me, Cardinals not losing. Kyler Murray, this youth may end up winning the MVP. This youth, yes, people talk about his running, you understand? But he is right now the number 1 player throwing from the pocket in the NFL now and threading the needle in some tight places. He's throwing from the pocket far more than he was doing before. Plus, he can run, as you say, in terms of a dual threat. Not only that, I watched the Cardinals defense, especially their secondary against the Rams last week. I want to tell you, say, the secondary playing out of this world. You understand? This Cardinals team, don't sleep on them for the rest of this playoff. For the rest of this NFL season going into the playoff. They are going to be a tough out for any team. Any team they're going to be a tough out for. You understand? They're going to do well, right? And I have them about 27-13 against the 49ers this week. Trey Lance coming in, and we know they have been hyping him and stuff like that, and I'm hoping that he will come good in the future. But at Cardinals all the way.
Cardinals all the way. All right, Dwayne, let's go ahead and give me the scoreline, because see the time going. So go ahead, give me the score.
30-23 Cardinals.
30-23. All right, so we'll move to Dallas and the Giants. So what's the spread like for this game, Mr. Host? The spread, you're asking for the spread for which game? The Cardinals or the Dallas and the Giants? Cardinals. Well, Devin, look on the spread, and because
Which one? The Giants game is a touchdown. Cardinals game one.
Cardinals on the.
Oh, it's by 5.
But as I stay away from that game, I stay away from those games. Division games, I really stay away from. So the Dallas Cowboys and the Giants. Just give me the scoreline, Devin.
27-14.
All right.
Dallas winning, of course.
All right, Vincent.
Cowgirls 28-17.
And Dwayne. 31-24. And then the last game, we have Kansas City and the Bills. The Bills have been red hot, and the Kansas City defense can't stop a fly, right? So just go ahead and give me the scoreline for this one. I'll start off with myself. I'm probably a lone soldier on this boat, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs will win 37-34. What do you think, Devin?
I've in the competition pick up 34-27 for Chiefs, and I'm sticking with that.
34-27. Vincent?
My 42-38 for Bills.
42-38 for Bills. And Dwayne?
Yeah.
Dwayne, what you have your prediction for that one, Dwayne? look like lose Dwayne. All right. So, this was a really quick show. We only had, an hour, so but I really want to thank, obviously want to thank the original host, Levon. Want to thank the producer who definitely makes this possible. Thank you very much for this platform so we can actually talk some NFL and enjoy ourselves. Once again, always thanking you for coming on the show. Vincent, you're welcome anytime. Thank you for imparting it.
Yeah, man.
Dwayne, I know you're tired. Big up yourself. Michelle, link me off here. We talk about, your little gift if those teams win. So until next week, Saturday, NFL show again. But obviously, Monday, we're back at it again with original host, Levon. So, thank you guys very much. And, we'll see you guys Saturday.